I'm going to have you guys join me. I've got 3 live examples on if I should reprice something or not. And so to give you some context, these 3 products I've already filtered out that I haven't sold them in quite some time. They all have sold at least at one point. So what we're going to do is see what has happened from when I sold them at a price that I liked to current day, and also try to predict what's going to happen in the near future, so that if I know if I should hold on to my price and get a premium or a higher sale price, or if it's time to just let it go because the amount of sellers and inventory maybe has come in, and the market has just simply changed as far as supply and demand goes. So I'm going to share with you in live time how I break this down, give you some background on each listing, and hopefully this can paint a picture for you. And before we do that, I just want to always share, when I'm talking about repricing, decision making, everything to me is data. It never has to do with emotion. It's not wishful thinking. It's not hopeful. It's not at one point in time I sold it for this, so I know I can get that price again. It's simply data, and the data doesn't lie. All right. So let's go into our first product. So this is a Nike fleece that I bought a couple months ago, and I got my hands on it at a really good price, like $80. And I actually sold it. I sold 3 of them in October for $199. Okay, so let me show you the time of year I got it and sold it for. If you look where I am right now on the left-hand side, somewhere in this time range. Okay, I sold it sometime around here, and then you can kind of see it dipped here to 179.99 and then hit another dip here to 142, and now currently it's around 168 type of thing. And if you look at the bottom chart, the blue line's the number of sellers. So I see that the amount of sellers continued to increase all the way up until very recently when they decreased, which makes complete sense. When the amount of sellers was at the peak right here, 13, the price was at the lowest. Typically, when there's more sellers and more supply, the price goes down, supply and demand, right? And so anyway, I look back and I haven't sold something from since October at 199. I'm sitting on 6 of these. They cost me like $100 a piece because I replenished, because the first 3 I sold for 199, I thought it'd be great, and then things changed. So seeing this now, I'm thinking, okay, the amount of sellers is finally starting to dwindle. It's winter. I think that this product, being Nike, it's going to continue to sell, no doubt. The question is it going to sell at a price that I'm happy with, or is it time to come down? And by the way, $160 is my break even. Okay. I bought, like, I think this last batch I paid like $130 because the first go around they sold so quickly at a price I liked. All right. I might have mentioned I paid $100. I'm fairly certain I paid $130. All right. So next thing I'm going to do is click on data and then offers. And this is going to show me the different sellers selling this product and how much stock they all have. So if you see here, I can highlight it, right? So this person has 1, this person has 2, this person has 6, this person has 1, this person has 3. And also down here, I like to see stock total. So total amount of sellers right now, there's 28 of these available. Total amount that have sold from these sellers is 33. So not a drastically large number. This is a variation. And so this tells me this product isn't necessarily flying off the shelf. And the fact that they've all only sold 33 and there's still 28 in stock isn't a great sign. And I also see what these people have it listed at. If you look here in this price point, this person's selling it for 154, 154, 165, 167, 168, 169. So I'm evaluating this data, okay? And now let's kind of group it all together in my decision making. I'm going to go back to the chart here for a second. So I see that there's a good amount of stock from the other sellers. I see that they have it listed at a price that's around $158 to $170, okay? I also know that I haven't sold this in months. I know that it's winter. I know that it's Nike. Do I think some of these sellers might sell out and then I can charge a little bit more? Yes, but based on the amount of inventory and me not wanting to sit on these $130 sweaters that I have 6 of, I'm going to lower my price to $169.99, make $5-10 on them, get my money back, and put it into better and more profitable inventory. Moral of the story with this one, and like a lot of these, it doesn't matter what you used to sell it for. You have to paint a picture in your head of what it's selling for now realistically and what it's going to sell for in the near future. So let's move on to the next example. These are a pair of sneakers that I sold I have 3 in stock. Okay, I paid about $50 for them, and it's a variation. I thought I did really well on them. And if you go back, I sold one of these pairs for $119. So we're going all the way back to around here. Okay, this was like August, late August, right? So then when I saw success with that, what did I do? I bought more of them. And let's see what's happened since then. You can see the blue line. The amount of sellers has skyrocketed. I'm looking at the bottom chart here, okay? Which naturally will drive down sale price. Totally normal. This is a year snapshot. I'm going to bring it back to 3 months. And so basically, the amount of sellers continued to climb, and that means the price was pretty steady around $85 to $78. Went down a little here to 69, up to 79. It hasn't really been above 85 for almost 3 months now. Okay. The amount of sellers has started to dwindle down a little bit, down to 10. It hasn't been that low in a little while. But based on everything, I don't have any reason to believe at this point in time that all of a sudden they're going to just sell out and it's going to go back to where it was. That was really the peak that they've ever sold for. And what I typically like to do is base decisions on what the average is. And this is very average right now. The average amount of sellers, average price point's been pretty consistent. But like the last one, let's see how much stock everyone has. So we can see the top seller has 3, then 5, then 1, then 4, then 1, 2, 3. So quite a few sellers have like 1 to 3 in stock. This person has 10. Let's see the total amount sold, 34 in stock, 55 total sales. So this tells me there's a good amount of stock spread out a lot of people. I will say a lot of people have it priced, I would say like $90 and above is probably half of the inventory, and the other half is listed at between 75 to 90 bucks. Okay. So taking all this into consideration, I will say going back to Keepa, it looks, the amount of sellers from that peak has steadily decreased. Okay. And currently it's lower than it's been in the last 3 months. The price is still not where I want it to be. What I might do is go online and see, can I easily buy this product? And if I can, then it gives me reason to think there's no shortage out there in the marketplace, and that the price will probably continue to stay pretty steady. If maybe it's out of stock, I can't get my hands on it, that could be a trend that the amount of sellers is going to continue to decrease. And then I might say, okay, let's hang on another week or two. But I will say this as a whole. Best case scenario, I probably sell these for 90 bucks, and that could take a month or 2 months. Worst case, I sell them quickly now for 75. Me personally, I've had these in stock. There's 3 of them for a couple months now. That $10, $15 when you're doing this at scale, sometimes it's better to just get your money back, make a couple bucks, and keep it moving into other profitable items. I wouldn't blame someone for holding on to this for a couple more weeks because there are some indicators like the decrease in the amount of sellers and the fact that half of the people listed are selling this around $90, that it may be worth holding out, especially through the holidays. And maybe then you'll be able to get that extra 15 bucks. For me, because I've held on to them for so long, I'm kind of just ready because the best case is 90 bucks in my opinion. The worst case is like 75, 80. That difference isn't so much that I'm willing to hold on to them in stock for another couple months. So I'm going to drop the price to these to 75, 79.99, maybe max it at 90, maybe set my repricer 90, 75, something like that. All right. And then lastly, we got this other product. I have 6 of these in stock. This cost me about $9 a piece, low ticket item. The last one I sold was November 11th. Now looking at this Keepa chart, it's a little different. The price here, the buy box, has been very steady, $30 basically the whole time. It's not a drastically fast seller, but it's steady. It's very consistent, as you'll see with the green sales rank line. Now, because of the spacing between those lines, that's another indicator these aren't flying off the shelf, but they're steady sales at a steady price, and the amount of sellers is steady as well. And recently, it's actually gone down by about, instead of an average of 3 to 4, it looks like there's 2 to 3 now. Okay? So the way I look at this is that there's really no benefit of me lowering the price. It is selling, right? It just doesn't sell that often. So if I lower the price, could I increase demand because it's at a better price? Yeah, I probably could, but I only have 6 of them to begin with. And by the way, I sold these for right around $30 as well. So the price to me is very consistent. The sales are consistent. frankly, I just bought something that isn't a great sales velocity item, and I'm okay with that. But lowering my price might speed up the process of the sales, but for $9 a piece, it's only $50 worth of inventory. I might as well just wait my turn. And if I stuck with them in another month or two, maybe then I just offload them super cheap, break even at like sell them for like 20 bucks. But if I just wait my turn, it's going to show me I'm going to get my sales. I have sold a few of these, just not very quickly. Coming up to the Christmas holiday, probably worth seeing it through then before having to dip the price unnecessarily. So this one's a little bit different. We don't have to go back in time because the price on this is very consistent. So those are just some 3 examples for you. I just wanted to share with you. And by the way, how I got to these, what I do in Amazon Seller Central, where I'm not going to take you, I just simply filter my inventory. Every month I do a deep dive, maybe 2 weeks, depending on the time of year, and I'll see what I have the most of. So I filter it the most down to the least. And then I just kind of go through which things have, just from the eye test, I know what things are selling or not. And for things that I haven't recognized getting sales recently, I'll see when's the last time I've sold this? How much do I have in stock? What's going on in Keepa? And then I adjust my repricer accordingly. A big part of Amazon is getting your cash back, turning it over quickly, and spending it on profitable, fast moving items. Things change. And I just want to drive home the point. It's all about the data, not personal preference, not what something used to sell for, not wishful thinking. It's just the data. And Keepa really helps you drive home that information. Along with an Amazon, it shows you when you sold things and for what price. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm Jonathan. Duke Does Amazon. Questions, comments, topics, let me know. We have Duke Does Amazon podcast on Spotify, where some of these videos are translated to audio in addition to some interviews. I've got links below for discounts for softwares and tools. Also on Instagram, Duke Does Amazon. Have a great day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.